All right, reefers, Robert here today to do another video. So some initial news, my surgery is going to be postponed till the end of the year. There's some things that have come up, so for now I'm in a pretty good position where I can just go ahead and wait probably till November or December to do the surgery. One of the reasons is I'm starting a new job and there's just no way I'm going to have enough recovery time. I have no pain, my symptoms are very mild. But I do have a serious problem with my cervical spine. I have a disc, as I've already mentioned before, that needs to be removed because it's compressing against my spinal cord. But I just need to be really careful until my surgery. No car accidents, no head spins, no benching 500 pounds. No, I'm just kidding, I can't bench 500 pounds, but I can bench about 350. Yeah, can't do that anymore. So I gotta be really careful, but at least I have some time to prepare. And there's some other reasons why, but the main reason is because of my new job. I need to get started with that for at least 6 months, and then I can take time off and do the surgery. So just get that out of the way really quick. And I lied to you last time. I just can't help myself, man. I am a drug addict. I got serious problems. I need to take myself to rehab. So I went ahead and look what I did. Not only did I buy another fish, I bought a very difficult fish, a Copperband butterfly, right? We all know 9 out of 10 of them aren't gonna make it. Maybe 8 out of 10. So what's going on? What am I doing to try to get this fish to eat? And so far I've had some great luck. So it started off by, I needed a sea hare because I have hair algae in my tank. Let's see if I can get a shot of it for you. It's gonna be tough, maybe from this angle. Now you see it all right there? It's taking over, look at that. It's popping up all over the place. My nutrients are fine. My phosphates are 0.04 right now. Nitrate's about 15. I think this is phosphate that was, it was already impacted inside of the Marco rock and is now slowly being released even after 3 years of maturing right in this tank. So yeah, there's some pockets of phosphate that I think are being unleashed, and it's just providing a source for this hair algae to grow. So if you look closely there, let me see if we get another shot of him. Let's see here. Boy, it's really hard to tell. Oh, there he is. That's the sea hare right there. I have my doubts so far. So this is now the 3rd day. And I have literally put him on the hair algae a couple times, and I can't tell if he's really eating it. It doesn't appear that he is. He moves around the tank quite well. Perhaps he's eating some biofilm and some detritus, I'm not sure, but we're gonna have to see. I'm not sure. He's been sitting like that now for a couple hours, so I'm not sure he's doing that well, but he could also just be slowly eating on that hair algae. So his head is out, and it looks like he is eating a little bit, but ChatGPT says give it a few more days. It takes them at least 4 or 5 days to truly acclimate, and then eventually they'll start eating their hair algae. So Speedy Lips 5.0 is not happy with him. As you can see, he's trying to take a bite out of the sea hare as we speak. It's totally hilarious, man. Look at that. He's doing your job, man. You're supposed to be eating that hair algae, and you aren't doing shit. So yeah, it's kind of funny that the only fish that had a problem with the sea hare nudibranch is Speedy Lips 5.0. All right, so I thought, well, I'm paying $30 for shipping, so I might as well just go ahead and make good use of it and get a fish that's probably gonna end up dying. But here's what's going on. What I've done is this little glass Tupperware jar is filled with calcareous tube worms from my sump, and I got some clam in there, which he's been eating the clam and going to town on these tube worms. And yesterday I mixed in some mysis shrimp, and he actually ate the mysis too. So that was extraordinary. I'm really feeling right now I'm 50-50 with this fish. Before it was more like, 20-80. Now I'm 50-50. So, but if this continues, I think I can get him healthy enough and he continues to pick at the mysis shrimp, then I'll be home free. But this has definitely been a lot of extra work. And so where did I get those tube worms from? So I needed to clean my Bubble King skimmer. It had been 6 months. It was really dirty, and I had tube worms everywhere in the sump. So I collected all of them, pulled the skimmer out, cleaned it with citric acid. It took about 4 or 5 hours to clean the skimmer. And then I cleaned out all the tube worms that were in there, and I just did this one here, this chamber, the pre-filter with the filter sock, and grabbed some fresh tube worms for him. And then eventually I'm gonna go over here. Now you see how dirty that is there? But there's a bunch of tube worms in there. So that's great that I have that because he loves those. We all know that Copperbands will eat those. And perhaps that will just get his strength back, get some, some nutrition in him. And like I said, he ate mysis yesterday. He's going for the clam too. So I'm just trying to improve my chances of having this fish successfully integrate into the tank and then just start eating frozen, completely frozen, and won't have to worry about doing this anymore because obviously I don't have an endless supply of tube worms, right? So I need to make this work. But got my sump cleaned down here, and this chamber is nice and clean. I will do that one. And so kind of a bonus, right? Kill two birds with one stone, if you will. And so who's had a problem with him? Of course, the Timini tang. Timmy already took a bite out of his back fin on day one, but thank God the Timini tang has decided to chill out. It always takes him about 2 or 3 days. Oh, see, there you go. But then eventually he just stops the aggression. So I don't know what his deal is, why the first 2 days. I guess he's just setting the rules, right? This is my territory. This is your space over here. This is my space over there. So fish, they do this. They can, they're, like I said, they're a pain in the ass, right? They'll fight. And then I got Speedy Lips 5.0 over there attacking the sea hare. So hopefully I will be able to get this fish to successfully eat frozen food and it will thrive in my tank. Everybody else is healthy. I will report that I did lose all my Anthias even after I treated those other 2 females. They looked great, and then I finished the treatment, and then within a few days they got sick again and they died. So all the Anthias are gone. All the other fish are fine and healthy. But yeah, what a struggle that was with those Anthias. So moving forward, unless I have a quarantine system, I'm not going to be adding any more Anthias. They need to go through a strict quarantine protocol before I put them in my main system. And even then, I wonder, how will they do long term? And I know some people that bought Anthias from, some of these businesses that sell only quarantine fish, and their Anthias still got sick. So we'll just have to see down the road what I'm going to end up doing with Anthias. But they're great fish. They're beautiful. They make a great asset to the tank. So I'd love to have a school of Anthias in here, but definitely comes at a high risk. Perhaps maybe I'll try a different species of Anthias. Maybe perhaps Lear tails aren't the way to go right now. Maybe I'll try something else like bicolors. But anyway, yeah, I just want to tell you guys about this and what I'm doing. So if anybody's thinking about getting a Copperband butterfly, this is a great way to give the Copperband butterfly the best chances of survival, right? Give them some natural food, then introduce other foods on top of that. And I had to create a safe space for him. So that's why I have this up here, because I put that there because he has a tendency to want to go up to the top corner and sit up there, which agitates Timmy, the Timini tang, and for some reason just increases aggression. So I don't want him hanging up there at the top, looking like prey. So I put that there. That made a difference. I also had a glass cleaner. I have a real tall one, like it's 24 inches, that was leaning down here. I just took it out. I may put it back in, but it's also creating like a nice little barrier of safety from the Timini tang. And I've noticed that's worked. I just pulled it out and I can see the Timini is getting a little bit more aggressive, but when I had that cleaner in there, that blade, kind of kept the Timini away. So maybe I'll have to put that back in, at least for a week or so, until they really get used to each other and all the aggression will subside. Other than that, man, everything's going great. Anyway, that'll be my video for the day. Again, I always appreciate you guys watching my videos. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments, hit the like button, and hope everybody's having a great day.